Hello everyone and welcome to the new Innoveo Skye Business Canvas 7.0. We believe that in this version we are delivering major improvements which increases your efficiency when configuring your web application. We are excited to show you a great set of new features, so let's start. As soon as you open Business Canvas, the first change you will realize will be the updated color scheme that matches our corporate guidelines along with the new set of icons. When launching Business Canvas for the first time, there is also a prompt to agree to participate in a customer improvement program. Please opt in, as this program collects anonymous data about how you use Business Canvas and will help us improve the product performance. The biggest change in this release is that we have introduced the concept of a project. A project is a set of definitions which make a Skye application work. So how to work with a project? First, create a project, name it, and define a project location where the project will be stored. When the project is created, a new panel is visible, the Project View panel. As we just created the project, the panel is empty, so the next step is to import definitions. We can import definitions from a file, from a folder, or from a server. In this example, I will choose to import from a server. A dialog is shown displaying all the definitions grouped by model type that are on that server, and the user can choose which definitions should be imported. When the import has finished, all definitions will be displayed in the Project View panel grouped by model type. To start working on definitions, just double-click on the definition and it will open the diagram. You can, as before, open multiple definitions, and from this point, working with Business Canvas is almost just as before, but much more simple. So why is it more simple? Well, there are many reasons for it. First, there is no need to save definitions in files anymore, as they are all saved within the project folder, as you can see in the File Explorer. To reopen a project, you just need to select the project file and it will automatically load the project with all your definitions. Whenever you need to reference another definition, you just need to search for it in your project instead of selecting files in your Windows Explorer. If you rename a definition, all references pointing to it will be automatically renamed. See this example. I will rename this definition and take a look to the referenced model on this definition reference. It's automatically renamed. And if you delete the definition which is being referenced by another definition, a validation error will be displayed. So if I delete this definition, a validation error is immediately displayed. If you rename an attribute, all variable resolvers will be automatically renamed. Take a look to this example. This attribute has a variable resolver in a text fetching its own value. This other attribute also has the same variable resolver. Now, if I rename the text ID of the attribute, all variable resolvers are automatically renamed. In dependencies, to pick attributes through references is now much more simple. Just click on the picker, filter for reference attributes, and navigate through the reference until you select the attribute you need. And it will be automatically written the path to reach the attribute. As you might have noticed, in the diagram, you can see we also updated the layout of bricks and attributes. The specialized attributes have now a bigger icon in the right part of the attribute, and the context indicators for mandatory, dependencies, and value ranges are now on the left, shown as a star, a D, and a V respectively. We also brought some improvements to the Activate definitions, giving the user the possibility to activate a set of definitions in one shot and also to be aware about which other users are activating definitions on the same stage. So let's see an example. I have recently changed my home, motor and travel definition so that they are now newer versions than the ones on the server. So when I click on the Activate button on the ribbon, a dialog with all the project definitions grouped by model type is displayed. If a model type is collapsed, it means that no definitions of that model type needs your attention, because it is the same definition as the one activated in the server. Model types which are expanded list definitions which requires your attention. The definitions which are newer than the ones currently activated and were last activated by the same user will be selected by default to be activated, as this travel definition. All the other ones will not be selected by the default. The ones which have the same last modified date will have status gray, which means they are the same as the server ones, so they don't require to be activated. The ones which are different, either older or newer, but were last activated by a different user, will be marked as blue to be reviewed by the user to decide if you want to force activate them or not. As this home definition, which we can see on this column, was activated by a different user. If I want to force activate it, I just select the checkbox and the definition will be selected to be activated. By hovering the status icon, a message explaining the reason why the definition is or not selected by default is displayed. Information about the last modified date on local and on server, as well as the date of the last activation and the user that activated that definition, is available in the dialog. After pressing the Activate button, all selected definitions will be sent to the server to be activated and a summary is shown to the user. Another powerful feature available in this release is the Search project. You can access it by clicking the Search project panel, and you are able to search objects across the entire project. An object can be an attribute, a brick, a backend info, a route, a value, or a value range. So as an example, if you want to search for all attributes which are used as claims, you can search for the backend info called user context parameter name, and you will get as a result all attributes which have this backend info. In this case, there are 10 attributes, and if you click on the search result, the definition will open and the attribute will be on focus. In case you want to search for a text, you can do it by clicking on the Text tab. A text can be a property value or a text. Let me give you an example which might be useful for migrations. If you have to migrate all attributes which are using a backend info with value Skye option -- button, you will get as a result all the attributes which have this backend info, and you are able to open them and change them quickly to the proper value. Another example can be if you are trying to find an attribute which has a specific property, value like email validator. You can search for it and all attributes with it will be displayed as a result. Another feature which was enhanced was the import-export texts. It is now possible to export texts from multiple definitions in one shot. Just select which definitions you would like to export the text from, and a folder will be created with all the text inside. To import the texts, just select the text files and they will be automatically imported. And that's it. Thank you very much for watching, and we hope you enjoy Business Canvas 7.0 as much as we already do.